Ugh, I just sneezed. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is working. Ugh, my God. Help. I think it is working. Uh, I'm not sure. Uh, I'm waiting for my audio to like start infinite looping itself, but I don't think that's gonna happen with what I'm hearing. All right. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Uh, Still waiting for Valorant to finish doing that. Um, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't know. Weird. Like this all seems fine. So let's get that out of here. Oh, there. Um, Kind of getting bored watching that update. Uh, I was gonna start this earlier with like a more problematic thing, and then I think I forgot the problem. But it's not just a problem you kind of forget. So this one did come back when I started thinking about it, and it kind of happens like every once in a while. It hasn't happened in a long time, but it happened today. Um, I I sometimes have these like events that happen that aren't like real. I guess I would say. And it feels like, waking up from a dream or something, or like as you're falling asleep into a dream, and then you like trip and then you wake yourself up kind of deal. Except it's like I'm awake, like fully wide awake, and in the moment having normal daily routines happen, and then I have these problems, like I don't know, these hallucinations almost, and they're not like wild, crazy hallucinations. They're just like real subtle, real like boring things. I used to get them like 6 years ago. I want to say, yeah, I think it's 6 years ago. And the reason I'm putting any of this like on this channel, I guess, is just again for reference. I'm not sure. In case I forget, maybe. Because I've really tried inducing like a forgetfulness for myself in a way. That will probably come in later. Um, but as far as like the hallucination stuff, I would say that it kind of started with like it was audible noises that would wake me up. And I would say that it's like I used to I used to be in bed and hear somebody call my name, and I would feel awake, but I wasn't awake. So when I heard someone call my name, I would get up out of bed and wake up, and nobody was there. Or I would hear footsteps in my kitchen, like just a couple feet away, that would wake me up. And it sounded like those footsteps were getting closer, to my bedroom, which at the time I lived alone, and it sounded like someone was in my apartment, or like whatever you want to call it. But it sounded like someone was, where I lived, like inside of my abode. And I would pop up out of bed. It would be like Saturday or Sunday, and I didn't have to work, so I was obviously sleeping in. And because I thought I heard footsteps, and I'm not talking about like someone with shoes on, it was someone who like had their bare feet slapping their skin against their or against my kitchen tiles. And they were getting closer and closer, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I'd pop up out of bed and look at the door. Obviously, nobody's there. Look around, nobody's there. Like in my room, and then I'd get up out of bed and walk to the door and kind of peek around the corner to like the bathroom and the rest of the kitchen, nobody's there. Look into the living room, nobody's there. And I would honestly get so confused because I didn't know what was going on. Um, there was a lot of times that happened that I just would wake up hearing or feeling something. Like there was a couple of times I thought I felt that a cat was like, yeah, I don't know, just doing cat things. Like, they wake you up by sitting on your chest or your face or your legs, something like that. That would happen sometimes. And it was so vivid and like there that I visually would be able to like recreate it somehow. So weird. And I'd have like nightmares that would have like snakes, which it's been a long time since I've seen a snake in real life, but I've seen snakes like in my half awake dreams as I'm waking up, you know, my nightmares or whatever, come up over the side of my bed and like slither up my leg and like I guess right up, my to like my hips and then just like strike my face, which is weird. Um, and I guess the reason I'm even talking about this is because not too long ago I woke up from being awake, uh, and I'm not woke. Is That's not what I'm saying. I don't know what the fuck happened. I was completely wide awake. I went downstairs. I looked into the freezer because I was hungry. And I looked into the fridge because I was hungry. And I was thinking of like a savory meal, like a sandwich, like a turkey sandwich, or like I've got like fried rice in the fridge. Like I was kind of just hungry for something like that. And so I was like searching for that stuff and kind of just keeping my mind open to like, well, maybe a grilled cheese or like maybe a soup I can get out of the food storage area. All of that. Nothing nothing sweet. And then for some reason my mind fixated on a mini Reese's peanut butter cup that I thought that I saw in the freezer as I'm switching between freezer and fridge. And so my mind goes back to the freezer because I never eat sweets. I say never as in like never, never, but it's pretty rare. So I go back to the freezer just looking for it because I thought I saw it there and I was like, maybe I'll have something sweet. And, mini Reese's peanut butter cups are like, they got a little salt to them. I was like, maybe I'll have a frozen mini Reese's peanut butter cup just to satiate myself for some reason. I don't know why. And I go to look for it. It's not there. It was never there. I thought it was like Christmas themed with green and silver foil and snowflakes. And it's not in the freezer. There was never a Reese's mini peanut butter cup in the freezer. So I start looking for it in the fridge. It's not there either. And I was like, okay, maybe it's something my mom or sister bought, because Christmas wasn't that long ago. And maybe one of them took it out and there's like a wrapper sitting somewhere. Nothing. Nothing's there. I don't understand what's going on in my mind currently. Um, I'm slowly